Hey, it's October 28th, which means it's the 28th day. And it's been a good day. I'm definitely getting to this later at night. But before I go to bed, I just had a longer night, so I'm glad that I'm making this happen. And I also just look at my face. Um, it, yeah, has been kind of an interesting day disorder wise, only just because of the emotional things that I was carrying, and the kind of newness and figuring things out and the freshness of just processing. And one thing that my sister said yesterday to me, was just reminding me of the importance of acknowledging where the journey that I've been in on these last 2 years, getting a divorce and moving and figuring out career, and that those are so much of who I am, and what I thought my life was going to be has changed, and more or less just because of healthcare, I haven't had access to therapy, and I've been through a lot because of my eating disorder recovery, and and having parents that were therapists, I definitely know a lot of the practices, and I have really good friends, but how important it is even to just make that time for myself, and to still have that happen, and how I still need it. And this is obviously good, and that's been a part of it. And I found ways when I haven't had access to therapy to find therapeutic resources. And this morning I was still just feeling a lot. One thing I carry about with the ED is that I'll always be living in this kind of dark, shadowy side of life, and you get used to hiding and lying about who you are, and I don't want to be that person. I don't want to hide and lie about who I am or what I want to other people. And I want to feel confident in saying who I am and what I want. But it's been hard because, since I've had this since I was 17, as an adult, I haven't really known how to practice that. And that's crazy to think about, that as a 31-year-old, I really am coming into that practice of knowing how to trust myself and be honest, and that it's not always going to be, I don't always have to be that person, and I may always have be in recovery for my disorder, but how I respond to it, and how I'm emotionally available will change over time. And so this morning I took time to really write, because writing and reflecting is a helpful tool for me, and I can tell there's a difference between writing to tell myself that I'm doing good and writing that actually helps me feel better. And that's been a hard thing to identify. There's therapy, and there's talking about problems and my feelings that are just me explaining things, and justifying how I'm doing, and then really I'm not actually getting any help. And then there's actually dealing with the messiness and letting go. There's real vulnerability in those moments. And as I was starting to write, I noticed I was doing the former. I wasn't actually processing anything, and I wasn't feeling any better. And then I really reframed, and I wrote a letter to someone I am really honest with. I feel like I can be really honest, and that kind of tricked my mind into allowing myself the space and the freedom to be that vulnerable. And that was really helpful, and I felt okay, a piece about who I am, and okay that this is just a part of the journey. It's not all going to happen at once, and I am not just all of a sudden going to be different or better or have no problems, and that just going to take some time. And that's okay. I'm happy with where I am right now. I'm happy with where my recovery is at right now. I'm happy with the things that I struggle with, and that this is the realization or the acknowledgement that I have with where I'm at. I don't have to have all these epiphanies. I don't have to have everything figured out at once. And it's okay that what I thought 3 months ago might seem crazy now, and I can't get caught up in 3 months from now what I think now being crazy. I can only make the best decisions for myself right now, and feel the feelings that I have, and be okay with giving myself some grace. So that's something I'm still just practicing and learning. And again, every day, choosing to eat, choosing to be myself around food, and yeah, having everything be an option, not restricting anything. And that's really been a really healthy habit right now. It's just everything's on the table, and that's, and practicing that with eating has helped with that, with that in the rest of my life too. So eat anything, eat everything.